friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amanda, and as you can tell by the title, this is my most anticipated spring releases. So essentially it's just most anticipated releases of Q2, but I am classifying spring as April, May, and June. So I have about 17 books that I want to talk to you guys about, so let's just jump right into it. The first book I have is Real by Kennedy Ryan. This is the first book in the Hollywood Renaissance series. I don't know much about it other than it's set during the Hollywood Renaissance. And I love anything that's old Hollywood. I have seen Kennedy Ryan pop up all over my Twitter and subscription feed lately. People are really enjoying her works. I believe it's romance, maybe some smutty romance in there, I'm not sure, but anything to do with Hollywood, old Hollywood, I am here for. So I'm really excited about that. It does not have a release date, it just says spring of 2021, so that's why I'm including it in this video. The next book I have on this list is House of Hollow. This is by Crystal Sutherland. This comes out on April 6th. This is a YA dark fairy tale thriller paranormal novel. It's about this girl who has always felt like something weird happened to her and her sisters when they were quite young, and then her older sister Grey goes missing, and then these weird things start to happen. It says like a corpse falls from the wall, horned men show up, things like that. So I think it's like a dark fairy tale type of story. The cover is absolutely gorgeous, and you know, I like fairy tale-esque stories, so I'm sure I'm going to love this. The next book on this list is Second First Impressions. This is by Sally Thorne. It comes out on April 13th. I don't know a lot about this. I think it's about a woman who has like dedicated her life to being the property manager of this retirement villa, and she kind of forgets that there is a life outside of her job, and then walks in this like bad boy property developer, and I think a little romance ensues between the two of them, I believe. And somehow the residents of the retirement community get involved. That's all I know. The Hating Game is one of my favorite books, so when I saw this one coming out this year, I knew I had to pick it up. The next book I have is Witches Steeped in Gold. This is by Shannon Smart. This comes out on April 20th. Cover's gorgeous. You guys already know. Cover is absolutely gorgeous. This is about two girls who are rivals, but they have to come together to defeat a common enemy. It's like this revenge plot, and it sounds fantastic. I don't know what else I need to say other than it's a Jamaican-inspired fantasy, and the cover is absolutely gorgeous. And who doesn't love a good revenge story? So I am definitely here for that one. The next book I have is Dial A for Aunties. This is by Jessie Q. Sutanto, and this comes out on April 27th. This book I just randomly found when I was searching for new releases last year, and I am so glad that I stumbled across it because it sounds so good. This is like a cozy mystery about this girl who accidentally kills her blind date. And so her mom immediately calls her aunties, who like run into action, and they try to help her dispose of the body. But the problem arises when they actually put his body in a freezer that ends up at a wedding that they're planning, and then hijinks ensue from there. It sounds great. The cover's super cute, and I can't wait to read it. I think it's just gonna be like funny, and I just think it's gonna be really, really good. Next I have The Ones We're Meant to Find. This is by Joan Heat. This is a YA thriller, and I'm a little nervous about it because YA thrillers normally aren't my thing. But this is a complete cover buy for me. The cover is absolutely gorgeous. It's about this girl named C who wakes up on this island, and when she wakes up, she realizes 3 years have gone by. She doesn't know where she is or how she got there, but she does know that she has a sister and she needs to find her. So she just sets out to find her sister. I hope it's going to be great. I've seen a lot of buzz about the book. Again, YA thrillers aren't usually my thing, but I definitely want to give this one a try and see if I like it. I mean, the cover's just too pretty not to. Another May 4th release is Counting Down with You. This is by Tashi Bhuiyan, and this is a YA contemporary. It's about this girl named Karina who just keeps her head down and goes to school, and she's just trying to get by, do her schoolwork, be a good daughter. And the resident bad boy of the school decides to tell everyone that they are dating, and they aren't. So this has like the bad boy trope and the fake dating trope, and it's definitely giving me some To All the Boys vibes, which you guys know I loved that book, one of my favorites ever, so I definitely want to pick this up. The cover's super cute, and you know, I just tend to like eat up these stories. Like, I just really enjoy them. And then we have One Last Stop. This is by Casey McQuiston. This one comes out on June 1st. I don't know anything about it other than it's their adult novel, adult romance, and it's by Casey McQuiston. That's all I know. That's all I want to know. Red, White, and Royal Blue, one of my favorite books. Loved it. So when I saw this and I saw it was an adult romance, I knew I needed to put it on this list. And I know some people that have already read it and absolutely loved it, so I believe wholeheartedly that I'm going to love it as well. Next up, I have Ace of Spades. This is by Farida Abike Ayimidi. I think I still butchered that, even though I just listened to the author say her own name, so I apologize for that. This one comes out on June 1st. This is another YA thriller. I've heard nothing but great things. It's got a lot of buzz. The cover is gorgeous. This is about two students who go to this private academy, and they have been selected to be the academy's prefects for the year, and things are going great. They're getting ready to go off to college, filling in college applications and the such, and all of a sudden this person named Aces pops up and starts sending these anonymous text messages, which kind of turns their lives upside down. And that's all I know. It says that it's a gripping debut thriller with relevant social commentary, so I'm here to see what that's all about. The next book I want to talk to you guys about is Dead Dead Girls. This is by Nakisa Afia. This is a historical mystery set in 1926 Harlem. It follows our main character, Louise, who was kidnapped as a child and escaped somehow, and now she's involved in some murders in some way. I don't really know a lot about it. I just know it's a historical mystery by a Black author, and I'm intrigued, so I'm gonna give that one a try. Then I have The Chosen and the Beautiful. This is by Nahi Vo. This one is a Great Gatsby reimagining with a female romance, and I love The Great Gatsby. One of my favorite books ever. So when I saw this, I was like, hell yeah, who doesn't want a reimagining with a female romance? Who doesn't want that? I want that. I love all of the Great Gatsby themed things coming out right now because it's part of the public domain. Like, I am here for it. This one comes out on June 1st. Then we have Malibu Rising. This is by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This one's set in the 80s. I think there's like a rich family who gets themselves into trouble somehow, and like things are going great, and then everything just kind of implodes on them, and that's all I know, and really that's all I need to know. This one also comes out on June 1st. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Everyone's read it and loved it, and I am no exception, so I knew when I saw this one I had to get my hands on it. Then we have The Wolf and the Woodsman. This one is by Ava Reid. It comes out on June 8th. It's steeped in Hungarian history and Jewish mythology, and I've never read anything that I know of with these two elements. This is an absolute cover buy for me. I've heard a lot of buzz about this book, and I'm really excited to jump into this one and see what it's about. It is being compared to The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden, and also Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik, and so we'll see. I haven't read from either of those authors, although I really do want to read Catherine Arden. I just haven't gotten to them yet. Next up, I have The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. This one comes out on June 15th. I read The Silent Patient by this author last year, and I loved it. It was so good, so I could not wait for their next novel, and here we have it. This is about a professor who is accused of murdering their student, and somehow there's like this secret society called the Maidens involved, and there's a woman named Mariana who like knows the professor murdered this girl but doesn't know how to prove it, and I think somehow she gets involved with the Maidens, something like that. I don't know. I kind of want to go into it pretty blind because it is a thriller and I don't want to spoil myself, but this one I'm very here for. Then we have Blood Like Magic. This is by Liesl Sambury. This one comes out on June 15th as well. It is a YA about a girl who, I think she has magical powers, or she gains magical powers, but in order to keep them, she has to kill her one true love. The only problem is she's never been in love. So now she has to go and find this perfect man, fall in love with him, have him fall in love with her, and then she has to kill him. So that sounds amazing. And the cover, also amazing. Also on June 15th, we have Sisters of the Snake. This is by Sasha and Serena Nanua. I'm probably butchering that. I just put this one on my TBR, and this is about two girls who live in a palace, and then one day they run into each other and they realize they're identical twins, or they're twins, and they don't know why, and I think they switch places. So like one's a princess, one is not, I think, and I think they switch places. So like modern day Parent Trap maybe. It sounds great. The cover's gorgeous, and I'm quite intrigued by this one. This is a YA, I believe. Yeah, YA fantasy. It's also, it says it's classed as a retelling, but I'm not sure what story it's a retelling of. But I do love retellings, so hopefully I will also love this one. The final book I want to talk to you guys about is Darling by Kay Ancrum. This one comes out on June 22nd. This is a Peter Pan retelling. I can only assume that there will be some female-female romance going on in here, and the cover's gorgeous. I love Kay Ancrum. The Wicker King is the most underrated book on BookTube in my opinion. It is so good, and so I will read anything that is by this author. Really, really, really stoked for that one. So those are some of my most anticipated reads for the spring of 2021. Let me know down below what your most anticipated reads of the next few months are. I'd like to hear about them, especially if I didn't talk about them. And let me know if you're anticipating any of the books that I mentioned. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Goodreads, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.